Welcome back to SUTV News. We have some great highlights for you, but first, a new sport you may not be familiar with. Cronum is one of the newest sports clubs on campus, and it's getting its own field to play on. Dylan Horax has the story.
Next year, a new athletic field will join the ones already dotted across campus when the Cronum team begins play.
So we are right now practicing by Seavers Rec fields, and the new fields are going to be by the soccer nets right now because we need turf.
The sport requires a big space because it combines team handball, soccer, and basketball into one game, and anyone can play.
You don't need to have any sports experience. It's co-ed, so men and women, and we'll help you out. We'll teach you everything you need to know.
The new Cronum Club field is set to open during spring of next year. For SUTV Sports, I'm Dylan Horax.
Cronum practices Mondays and Wednesdays in the Seavers Rec fields and lasts from 5 to 7. Here on SUTV Sports, when we report on student athletes, it's usually to show their athletic accomplishments, but they are accomplished students too. Jake Gillespie has more.
Our student athletes put in a lot of work on the field, court, rink, track, but they are here to be students. Between being involved in clubs, studying, and practices, student athletes don't have much time to spare. But being involved is still rewarding and worthwhile, and nobody knows this better than Greg Whitcomb.
Being the president of SAC, I probably put in anywhere from 10 to 15 hours per week, strictly on different SAC activities, whether it just be meeting with Ashley Grimm, who's our advisor, or getting an event ready for that coming weekend or that night.
Greg is a senior captain on the men's soccer team and president of the Student Athlete Advisory Committee, or SAC. And Greg still finds time to excel in the classroom.
I think I take on a lot of responsibilities and roles that maybe a couple other student athletes wouldn't take on simply because of the time commitment. But personally, I think that time commitment kind of helps me out in setting up a schedule.
These traits helped him not just in the classroom, but on the field as well.
I think kind of the mentality that was set in place whenever I came in as a freshman from the soccer team made me put in more focus and more work in the classroom to make sure that I was always in the position where I had all my stuff done in the classroom so I could just go and focus on a practice or a game that I had that day.
Greg says his sport isn't his favorite part of being a student athlete. It's the work he's done in SAC.
I'd say the most rewarding is one of either the swim meet that we have or the track meet, because then we're actually dealing with the individuals firsthand.
So when you see our Raiders winning trophies on the field, don't forget all the work they do off the field. Jake Gillespie, TV Sports.
The Student Athlete Advisory Committee raised more than $2,500 in its Make-A-Wish event in just one night. Greg is planning to assist and coach the men's soccer team next fall. Liz Parkins was named PSAC Eastern Division Softball Pitcher of the Week. Parkins allowed just 2 runs in 9.2 innings over the course of 2 games last week against Westchester. Parkins is 3-1 with a 2.02 ERA for this season. The Shippensburg Raiders took on East Stroudsburg University Friday. Ian Fitzgerald has the highlights.
Shippensburg pitcher Marcus Shippey kept the Raiders in the game with his good command and a live fastball. It was a close game until Shipp came through with a clutch run-scoring hit from Ryan McMillan. Cody Ezolt wrapped everything up but the post-game handshakes with his 2-run homer, extending the Raider lead to 7 as Shipp cruised to a 10-3 victory through 7 innings of play. For SUTV Sports, I'm Ian Fitzgerald.
The now 11-15 Raiders square off against Kutztown University tomorrow. First pitch is scheduled for 1 p.m. Grant Smith was named PSAC Men's Outdoor Field Athlete of the Week. He is seated atop the PSAC and number 5 in Division II for shot put. He also reached number 1 in the PSAC for hammer throw with a career high of 173 feet and 6 inches. Well, last weekend, the Raiders lacrosse team lost 2 games on the road to Seton Hill and Slippery Rock. But fortunately, the team has something to celebrate. Sheila Johnson scored her 100th career goal, which makes her the 13th Ship lacrosse player to do so. Sheila enjoyed the moment, but thanks her team.
My teammate was right by my side like they have been since day one here at Ship, It felt awesome to celebrate and share that moment with the people that I love.
And has scored at least one goal in 49 of her 59 career games, and she hopes to continue the pass for the rest of the season. Thank you for tuning in to SUTV. That's all we have for sports. Back to you guys at the desk.